Welcome everybody, I am the YouTuber here and we're getting set for the new show that I have done. It'll be a weekly show every time Dallas has a game, whether it's going to be the Saturday before a Sunday game, the day of a game, if it's a Monday or a Thursday, or in this case, a Tuesday game. And so uh, we're going to be breaking down Dallas's season, their games upcoming, the games that passed. Um, So let's start out with breaking down today's game. Okay, let's look back at the season. It's not been a great season for Dallas this year. Um, they've not played tremendously well. Um, and as I pull up the schedule, losing to the Rams right out of the game week one of the season. Yeah, it was only 20-17, but it wasn't that great of a game. They finally got turned around next week in week two with a 40-39 win over the Atlanta Falcons in Arlington, and then they traveled to Seattle and lost 31-38, and then they lost again to the Browns 49-38 in Arlington, and then they turned around and beat the Giants in Arlington 37-34, but that game wasn't a Dallas game or a game that Dallas wanted to remember, because that was the game where they had Dak Prescott get hurt. Then they lost that next week against Arizona in Arlington. Then they traveled to Washington to take on the Washington football team and lost 25-3. So that was the least amount of points Dallas has scored all season. Then they lost to the Eagles 23-9 the next week in Philadelphia. Then they came back home to take on Pittsburgh and lost 24-19 to the Steelers. They have off week and a bye, turned things around after that, got a win, but still not really all that impressive season. Of the Vikings, and they lost on Thanksgiving to Washington again, this time 41-16 on Thanksgiving Day afternoon. Then they'll play it again tonight in about another couple hours against Baltimore on Fox and the NFL Network. And um, um, see here. And then they'll play the Eagles and the Giants, and then as I said, the 49ers, they'll play the Bengals after this. Then they'll play the 49ers, Eagles, and Giants. After these two games on the road, Bengals and Ravens, today in next Sunday. That's coming Sunday, about 4 or 5 days from now. They'll turn around, have a short turnaround, and play on Sunday against the Bengals, and then they'll play on Sunday from here on out the rest of the way. Noon, 3, 7, and noon. Um, and so I mean, I think the best they can do is 8-8 if they win the rest of their games. And um, um, do I think that they're gonna turn it around? Maybe, maybe not. But if they don't turn it around, then they get a high draft pick next year. But they're gonna have to get something figured out if they're gonna win Super Bowls in the next season or two. The chances of winning the Super Bowl this year are slim to none. Uh, provided they make the playoffs and they have a shot as anybody in the playoffs of making the Super Bowl. But if they don't make the Super Bowl, then they're gonna have to figure out something so they can make the playoffs. Be successful, take it from either a first round bye or a wild card round to Super Bowl. So you know, it's gonna be interesting to see how this year goes. Looking ahead to the season, um, ahead after today's game against Baltimore, then they take on the Bengals at Cleveland or at Cincinnati, and then they'll be at home for 2 games, and then they'll end the season on the road against the Giants. You want to win this if you're gonna win any more. If you're gonna win any more, if Dallas is gonna win any more games, it would be probably a good idea for them to try to play their best against the Giants and the Eagles because they're in a division, and it will help them with divisional standings. So I know they've lost to Washington once or twice. They lost to the Eagles. Um, so my keys to the game going forth into this game today, not Sunday, but today, I will give you my keys to the game for Sunday's game, and since we won't have another show until after Sunday's game, but one, Dallas is going to limit their turnovers, whereas Ezekiel Elliott fumbling, Dak Prescott throwing interceptions. They gotta cause turnovers, whether that's punching in the ball, knocking the ball out, falling on it, picking it up, running in the end zone, whatever. They gotta force turnovers, limit turnovers themselves on their end, on the offensive end, force turnovers on the defensive end, and also try to contain the defense as well. So it's going to be interesting to find out how Dallas can perform these remaining games between the Ravens, Bengals, 49ers, Giants, and Eagles these next, I think, 5 games. I think it's the next 5 games. Yeah, next 5 games tonight. On to the last game, which is on January 3rd against the Giants. So I think that's how it's going to be. Dallas is going to have some struggles this year. They're going to have to get some draft picks and kind of improve with the players that they have as well. Maybe make some trades in there. I wouldn't suggest trading your key players. Keep Prescott, keep Cooper, keep CeeDee Lamb as your wide receivers, and don't let Schultz and Jarwin go. I know Schultz is hurt and now he's out for the season, but he's going to be a help to them in the year to come. Keep Dak Prescott healthy. The return of Dak Prescott is going to be key for next year. So when you get these players that are hurt this year, whether it's a season ending injury or a week or 2 week injury or even a month injury, you got to keep those players healthy, and the players that are on the field currently playing got to stay healthy as well. And avoid injuries is a key for Dallas at any hopes of having a good season or finishing off with a bang for this season, considering that they are with I think they're 3-8. Yeah, 3-8. So they go win the rest of them. That'll be 8-8. So with a 3-8 record going into this game against Baltimore, they're going to need to do something to turn around. They're just not playing really high grade football at this point, but they're just going to have to turn it around to get to that Super Bowl level of their program, of their not program, but of their organization. So that's. I think Dallas can. I think Dallas has potential to become a team that can take it to the Super Bowl. It's been years and years and years. It has been since Super Bowl 30, since the mid 90s, since they won their last Super Bowl. That's a long time to go without being the Super Bowl. Yeah, you may have made the playoffs throughout that time, but they've either gone two wins in the playoffs and got eliminated, or a 1 win and got eliminated, or 2 wins and got eliminated, or no wins and got eliminated. They were either out in the wild card round or the divisional round, or even in I don't know if they've made it as far as the NFC Championship round in a while or not. But they gotta get where they can compete at a high level and compete to win the Super Bowl as well, and be a consistent champion of the NFC East as well, and win over your divisional teams, the Giants and the so I mean it's it's interesting. It's gonna be an interesting season. My this it's this is a team I like. I'm a big fan of Dallas Cowboys. I'm a fan of Dallas, so I'd see it get turned around. They're America's team, so but they're gonna have to be playing a whole lot better than they are now to win Super Bowl, to win the NFC East, to win the NFC Championship. You've had Pro Bowlers over the years and stuff. I know this not been a normal year for the NFL as a whole, and so the Pro Bowl is not going to be a normal. It's going to be virtual with Madden, and anybody can play the Pro Bowl in Madden. It's the playable thing in Madden, so I'll have it on my channel and the Super Bowl as well, and the rest of the playoffs for my Dallas franchise mode, and I'll have the real life playoffs as well. So you'll have two playoffs, however far I get with the Cowboys in franchise mode, and then the real life playoffs, plus the Pro Bowl in. Hopefully, I'll have the two versions of the Pro Bowl franchise mode, and definitely with the play now mode. So that's coming up on my channel as well. So looking forward to bringing that to you on my channel. So that'll do it for this week's Cowboy Weekly show. Will join us next week for the second one. I know it's a little bit late in the season. We're starting late season, and we'll probably may or may not get to do a postseason version. But we'll be doing the entire season next year weekly. No matter if it's Saturday before, Thursday before, we'll do it before the game, and then we'll take one that same day, a week later, and recap it and look ahead. So week one of the regular season, we'll recap the last preseason game, and then we'll do the preseason and the regular season. We didn't have preseason this year, but hopefully next year we will have preseason and regular season games for Dallas, so that they can have practice getting the plays ready for the season. I think just starting the regular season just with limited training camp and no preseason, and not knowing if you're going to have a game pushed and moved around during this time, it's been a weird year for a lot of us. So that'll do it for me. Until next time, this has been the YouTuber